Washington has conceded that tens of thousands of American troops deployed across West Asia are sitting squarely inside Iran's strike range. And this is not a warning from Tehran. This is America acknowledging its own vulnerability. That too at a precarious point when threats, counter-threats, and military preparations are rapidly converging. Even as Washington detailed that risk, Iran issued a stark warning. The country's foreign minister has said that Iranian armed forces are on full alert with what he described as fingers on the trigger, ready to respond immediately and powerfully to any aggression. That statement on your screen. At the same time, he said that diplomacy remains possible and did not rule out a new nuclear agreement. In fact, the advisor to Iran's supreme leader, meanwhile, in a post on X said that any military action from America, from any origin and at any level, will be considered the start of war, and its response will be immediate, all out, and unprecedented. While Iran's army chief, in a statement, revealed that the country has added 1,000 new drones meant for destruction of specific fixed and moving targets at sea, in the air, and on land, further vowing crushing response against any aggressors. And amid the growing U.S. naval presence, Iran has deployed its own drone carrier, the Shahid Bagheri, into the Persian Gulf, near the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. So the message from Tehran is quite clear. Iran is prepared for war. And in that backdrop, the U.S. Secretary of State has told the Congress that between 30,000 and 40,000 American troops are stationed across 8 or 9 military facilities in West Asia. Let's play out his statement for you.
Here's the baseline I want to set for everybody. The baseline is this. We have 30 to 40,000 American troops stationed across 8 or 9 facilities in that region. All are within the reach.
And the U.S. has increased its military presence in the region, Rubio describing it as a necessary defensive posture to protect American personnel if Iran chooses to strike. So where are these forces located exactly, and what could Iran hit? Let's break this down for you. In Iraq, U.S. troops operate from the Ain al-Assad air base and facilities near Erbil. Kuwait hosts major U.S. positions at Camp Arifjan and Ali al-Salem air base. Bahrain houses the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet. Qatar is home to the Al Udeid air base, one of the largest U.S. military bases in the region, in fact. In Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, American forces support air defense and logistics missions. In Jordan, U.S. troops operate from bases supporting regional operations. And keeping the geography in mind, could Iran use the Fateh 110 or Zolfagar short-range ballistic missiles against the U.S. base in Qatar? Could Shahid drones target bases in Iraq? Could the U.S. 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain face missile or drone strikes launched directly by Iran or through allied militias? U.S. officials argue that their reinforced posture is meant to deter such scenarios and, if necessary, stop attacks before they happen. But simultaneously, there is also sharper rhetoric unfolding from Washington. On the same day as the congressional testimony, U.S. President Donald Trump, in a post on social media, demanded that Iran abandon any pursuit of nuclear weapons, warning of consequences far worse than past strikes. And he pointed to the readiness of U.S. Navy carrier strike group in the region, underscoring that military force remains an active option. But American naval experts have warned that the U.S. carrier fleet in West Asia is spread too thinly, especially amid reports that USS George H.W. Bush carrier could also be deployed to the Mediterranean. And Trump is also reportedly considering a range of actions against Iran. According to a Reuters report citing multiple U.S. officials, Trump is exploring options that could weaken the Iranian regime. And this comes in the aftermath of the harsh crackdown that crushed nationwide protests earlier this month. Sources to Reuters saying the White House examined targeted strikes on military commanders and state institutions blamed by Washington for the violence. The objectives The objective, reportedly, officials suggest, would be to embolden protesters and signal that government and security installations are not untouchable. One U.S. official reportedly said the discussions also include the possibility of a far more extensive military strike designed to have long-term consequences. Such action could target Iran's ballistic missile capabilities, which threaten U.S. allies in West Asia or its nuclear enrichment infrastructure, reportedly. Another official cautioned that Trump has not taken a final call and that all options, including military action, remain under review, reportedly. So at this point, as of now, no final decision has been made, reportedly, on the path forward. But then one thing stands out right now, officially acknowledged by Washington itself. American troops across West Asia are already within Iran's reach. And any misstep could turn that exposure into a crisis with far-reaching consequences beyond West Asia.